for some students who had to take a geometry test today and had no way to make it in here. So our guiding question that we want to answer for this whole lab, and you will want to take notes so you know what to do for your lab report. I'm going to flip my screen around a little bit here so I can write better.
And you said that you're gonna post this on Schoology.
These notes, these OneNotes are posted on Schoology or in the OneNote. But I am going to have you guys respond in the chat for your participation points for today.
All right, thank you.
And I will post the notes in Schoology. The video I probably will only give to students who need the video, depending on how it turns out. I have to make sure I keep things okay in the video. So what are two types of data? So in the chat, type out what are two types of data that we need to record for this lab? There's two like vocab terms for data. So I see. So the first one we're taking about is qualitative data, and we did this one when you guys recorded qualitative data when we did the demo at the beginning of the year, the first day. So what kind of qualitative data do we need? Like what are we going to be looking at for qualitative data for the blue ice? So in the chat, okay, so volume and density would be quantitative. What's some qualitative? Qualitative is like color, texture. So color, we know the ice is blue. Where the water goes. So that's the key I was looking at, layers. So we need to do layers, no layers. So how would you put this in your lab report? What would we need to take? Probably with your cell phone or your laptop. Photos, yep.
Ms. Chapman, are we just messaging you like privately?
Yep, you're only messaging me, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some issues with the chat in another class last week, so I had to, I can only have you send it to me now. Not this hour. This was not the hour there was a problem. There was another hour. So you want to take pictures of, so I'm seeing everything you're growing, and that's how I'm going to write the notes out today. Okay, so then what kind of materials do we need? Like lab equipment, what do we need? What did I use when I did the demo? Okay, and I'm gonna just look at what you guys are writing. Blue ice. And beakers were said. I see the solution, so solution A, solution B. What is solution B? We know what solution B is. We talked about that in class. What is solution B? So solution B is water. Solution A is not water. We've discovered that it's, what's the difference with solution A? Is it more or less dense? It's more dense. So you need to add what to it? You need to add a solute. That you get to pick. So for solution A, you will pick a solute to add. That's one of the things you're going to have to tell me today before you go, what your solute is. And you'll get to discuss that with your lab partner once I break you out into groups. And you'll need a camera to take your pictures. So we'll need our beakers. We'll need 2 beakers. You're gonna have solution A, solution B. You're gonna put your blue ice cubes in. You're gonna take your pictures. That's just for qualitative data. Let's talk about the next type of data, which you guys already posted, is quantitative data. So the other type, and I saw all you guys posted, is quantitative data. So quantitative data involves numbers. So what do we need? What numbers do we need to answer our question? Why does one ice cube melt faster than the other at the particle level? Yep, temperature. So we're not going to worry about taking the density specifically. We're going to know that we have water and then we have water with a solute. So one is the water with the solute in it, solution A, we know is more dense. We're not going to worry about an actual density. We're worried about melting, which is temperature. So we want to take temperature, but temperature over what? Temperature over a period of what? Time. So do you think we need to take the temperature? Where should we take the temperature? I should say. Where in the beaker should we take the temperature? You can answer that in the chat. Where? Middle to bottom, middle, bottom. Okay, so. Where did that layer? Yep, I see it. There's the top. So I've seen 2 of you guys, one of you said bottom, a lot of you have said bottom, not like the very bottom, but the bottom, and then the top. Because if you remember beaker B, that layer forms at the top, of the blue layer forms at the top. So we want to see what the temperatures at the bottom and the temperatures at the top. And it's ice melting, so what kind of time period? How often do you think we should measure the temperature? Yes, exactly. Every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds probably until it melts, which is, when I've done this before, is about 10 minutes, somewhere around there. After 10 minutes, you can stop. Every 30 seconds for 10 minutes. I do want to remind you, when you take your temperature time, don't forget to take an initial temperature, so before you add the ice cube.
Miss Chapman, it's kind of really hard to hear you, and like my volume is all the way up, so if you ask me to type something in the chat, I might not hear it.
Okay, I'll talk. Is that better if I talk a little closer?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So make sure you take an initial temperature before adding the ice cube. So like a time, this will be time 0. So what materials do we need? And some of these will be the same as what we need for quantitative, or for qualitative. What materials do we need? I see timer, which I will let you use your phone to take the time. Thermometer, so you need 2 thermometers per beaker. This is another reason why we're like dividing it up and conquering, because you're going to be taking the time and temperature from 2 thermometers. And so if you had to do 2 beakers, 2 thermometers, 2 timers, it would be a lot. So this way, you each are just concentrating on 1 beaker with 2 thermometers. You'll still need timer. Anything else we need from this that's different? I mean, you're still going to need what you had from the qualitative. Anything else that's different that we'll need? I know that I don't like to sit there and hold the thermometer. And if you hold it and move it around too much, it disturbs the layers. Like one, we can just set in the bottom, but we need something to hold the thermometer at the top. So we're gonna use a ring stand, thermometer clamp, and this will hold the thermometer in the top, so you don't have to sit there and hold it yourself. Anything else you think we need? Okay, so here's a few other notes that I'm going to go over before I break you up into groups. I'm still going to have to put a few of you in groups still. So you need a procedure for both beakers. Even if you're only doing beaker A, and if you're in my full remote class after I have my 3rd hour group breakout, I'm going to talk to you individually about this. Each person will end up writing their own lab report. You're going to share your data with your partner. And today, before you leave, I want you to identify your solid. Solute. And that way, I'm going to have it ready to go. I'm trying to limit how much we have to move around the lab, limit sharing of stuff so that if I know how much solute you need, I'm going to measure it out and put it in a Dixie cup at your station with your spoon so you can mix it all up. So that we can limit our movement around the lab. Are there any questions before I give you some directions and move you into your groups? Okay, let me stop my recording for a second. I